In this episode, we're going to fix this, and just a couple of other random things here and there. Our shocks are definitely shot. And then I think we'll take the front bumper off and work on cleaning out the... Well, it took a little while, but we got the front bumper off. Tell you what, that thing is heavy. So, pretty much concluded there's not much we can do about the camber just at the moment. So we're going to move on to the cooling system, and it is pretty gummed up. You can't see through it in many places. So we're going to try and blow it out with some air first, and if that's not enough, we'll bring the water hose back here. Well, the spraying it with the air helped a little bit, but not much. It's still pretty clogged up, so we're going to spray it out with water. Now we've got the radiator out and the fan off of the radiator, and it is pretty clogged up. A lot of the fins are bent, but I don't think that'll be too big an issue for now. So try and get this cleaned up before we run out of daylight. And while I was working over here, I noticed that if you look here, these drive shafts for the front differential are awfully wobbly on both sides. And I got to thinking last time I changed the oil in these differentials, the front one actually had chunks of metal in it. So yeah, I'm not sure how long that differential is going to last, but we'll run it till it doesn't anyhow. Well, we got the radiator cleaned up last night, and I don't know if you can see the light there behind it, but all through it, except where the fins are bent in, you can see through it really good. So that's all cleaned up. So we're gonna get this all put back together and move on to the next thing. Gotta put the radiator all back on, get the fan on, and the front bumper back on, and put new coolant in it. Got everything kind of cleaned up. It flows better. We have to get the exhaust finished up and get the wiring for this taillight over here fixed, because that started coming apart a while ago, so we got to fix that. And we have to finish the exhaust before we can go test to make sure it's not overheating, because we don't want that falling off while we're riding around. So we got to finish that up. So something I learned from watching other people do this on YouTube is when you're flushing your radiator, put new coolant in, crack the thermostat housing open just a little bit so that when you're filling it, you fill it until antifreeze starts to come out of there just a little bit, and then you can put this back on. That way it pushes any air bubbles out of your system. That way you don't have air in there, making it more difficult for it to keep your motor cool. Adjusting rods are on the tie rods behind the wheels. Something you can do is measure the distance between the wheels or tires in the front and do the same in the back and get as close to the same measurement front and back as you can. It's not a perfect alignment, but it's pretty close. Well, we got the alignment as close as we can, and not much we can do as far as lifting it up anymore. Right now it's sitting about where I would want it, but this is where it sits most of the time. In the next episode we'll be taking care of all the stuff in the back and hopefully testing it out to make sure everything works properly.